Hello everybody, today we're going to start Unit 7. As I told you, you should have looked for the vocabulary of the unit, which is related to sports. And today we're going to talk about the grammar, the first part, which is reported speech. Okay, so reported speech in Spanish is estilo indirecto. Okay, speech in English is what you say when you speak. Okay, discurso could be, and reported is what that someone says something. So this would mean that someone says what another person said without saying the exact same words. In this unit, we're going to learn how to turn into reported speech statements, questions, orders, requests, and suggestions. So that's what I explain here, okay? So the reported speech is used to tell what someone said or expressed without quoting the words. This means that you don't say the exact same words in quotation marks, which are these commas here, okay? So the direct speech would be to say, she said, I am a teacher. Okay, that would be direct speech, saying the exact same words that she said. And the reported speech would be used to say what she said, but without quoting her words. So that would be, she said that she was a teacher. That would be the reported speech, okay? Saying what she said, but not quoting the exact same words. If you pay attention to the form, in the direct speech I said, or it's written, I am a teacher. However, in the reported speech, the tense changes into the past. Also, I'm going to explain you some basic concepts about reported speech, which are the reporting verbs and the subordinate clause that we're going to see in the following pages. The reporting verb is the verb that introduces the subordinate clause, okay, which is what it said, okay, and that would be the linker or the subordinator, and in spoken speech it could be omitted, okay. So we're going to see that there are different reporting verbs that can introduce the subordinate clause and when they are used and how, okay. So as I told you in the previous page, there are some changes that need to be taken into account when we turn from direct speech to indirect speech, okay. So the first thing is the changes in the verb, in the tense of the verb, okay. So it's like going back one step into the past. For example, present simple changes into past simple, present continuous, past continuous. Past simple would turn into past perfect, okay. It's like going one step back. Past continuous, past perfect continuous, present perfect simple, past perfect simple, present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous. Past perfect simple wouldn't change, it remains the same, and past perfect continuous as well, past perfect continuous. Okay, the future will would change into conditional would. Can would change into could, may into might, and must or have to into had to, okay. So it's like I told you, going one step back into the past. Apart from the tenses or the verbs, we also need to pay attention to the changes in other words or time expressions, for example. So now in the direct speech would turn into then, today into that day, tonight into that night, yesterday into the previous day or the day before, last week into the previous week or the week before, a month ago the previous month or the month before. Tomorrow would turn into the following day, or the day after, or the next day. Next week would turn into the following week, the week after. Here would change into the, this into that, and these into those. Okay, so careful when you have to turn from direct to indirect speech, because you need to also pay attention to these words I told you. So the first thing we're going to learn how to turn into reported speech are statements. Okay, the typical reporting verbs that are used when reporting a statement are say and tell. Okay, but we can also use all these reporting verbs that I wrote here, and they have different connotations. Okay, if you, instead of saying she said, you say she apologized, you have a different meaning. Okay, you mean that she's sorry about something. So every verb that you can see here could have a different connotation. However, we're going to focus now on say and tell, which are the most typical reporting verbs. Okay, so when we use say, there is no indirect object next to the verb. It should be introduced by the preposition to. So if you, for example, want to say that she said something to me, you have to say it that way. She said to me that. Okay. However, tell can be followed directly by the indirect object without the preposition. For example, she told me, okay, that, and then the subordinate clause. Okay. We have two different situations. In case you want to talk about the present or about a general truth, the present, or about a general truth, there are no changes in the verb. Okay, and the reporting verb is also in the present. However, if you want to say something that someone said in the past, the reporting verb would be in the past, and the verb here would also change. Okay, but I made a mistake, so here we would say they had won. I'm sorry for that. Okay, so the reporting verb introduces the subordinate clause. It's in the past, and the tense also changes. Okay, it's like going one step backwards in the past. For example, as I said in the previous page, the past simple would turn into past perfect. Okay, it's like a change, like a step forward. A step backwards into the past. Okay, and the last thing for today are the reported questions. Okay, the first thing we need to take into account are that the reporting verbs are usually ask and also want to know. And then you also have inquire, request, wonder. Okay, but remember that each of them will have a different connotation. Okay. We also have to take into account that there are two types of questions in English. Okay, you've got yes no questions, which are questions that are answered with yes or no. For example, do you like pizza? Yes, that would be a yes no question. And that there are also the WH questions, which can't be answered with yes or no. For example, what is your favorite color? Okay, that can't be answered with yes or no. So if it's a yes no question that you are going to turn into reported speech, then you have to write the reporting verb, which can be, for example, ask, and then the subordinate clause introduced by if or whether. Okay, and also important, there's no inversion subject verb as we used to do in the questions. Okay, here you write the sentence with the normal structure, the affirmative structure, as it is no longer a question. Okay? For example, you've got, will you go to the tennis tournament? That could be answered with yes or no, so it's a yes-no question. And here you have the inversion, okay? Will you go? That's the inversion that I'm talking about. And then if you turn that into the reported speech, you say, Jack asked if or whether I would go to the tennis tournament. Here you've got, again, the structure subject plus verb, okay? And if it's a WH question, which can't be answered with yes or no, for example, as I told you, what's your favorite color, you write the reporting verb and then the WH, the question word that you used to ask that question. For example, when did you turn off the television? She asked. She asked when, and then you write the subject and the verb. ¿Ok? Vale, pues a ver el resumencillo si consigo hacerlo breve y que os enteréis bien. Como he dicho al principio, el reported speech o estilo indirecto se utiliza para expresar o contar lo que alguien ha dicho sin citar expresamente sus palabras, ¿vale? Tenemos la opción de decir, ella dijo, me gusta el helado. O decir, ella dijo que le gusta el helado o que le gustaba el helado, ¿vale? Entonces, la estructura que tenemos que tener clara en este caso pues sería esta, ¿vale? Que es la que vamos a utilizar porque es el estilo indirecto. Siempre tenemos que tener un reporting verb, que es el que se utiliza para decir ella dijo, ella preguntó, ella quería saber, ¿vale? Para introducir el qué es lo que dijo. Normalmente va introducido por that, aunque ahora vaya a haber otros casos en los que no. Y este that en lo que es la expresión oral, pues normalmente se puede omitir, ¿vale? Y la frase, la subordinada, que sería expresamente lo que dijo, ¿vale? Por ejemplo, she said that she would come. Pues esto sería decir en estilo indirecto esta frase, I will come, she said, ¿vale? Como he dicho, pues tenemos que estar pendientes de los cambios. En este caso, pues el will cambiaría a would, ¿vale? Eso es estudiarse los cambios de cómo van los tiempos. Normalmente lo que he dicho es eso, que va como si diera un salto atrás en el pasado. Ahora lo vamos a ver. Statements. Son como, pues, afirmaciones, ¿vale? Lo que alguien dice. La forma, pues sería sujeto, el reporting verb, que en statements normalmente es say o tell, aunque pueda haber más. Después el that y después la subordinada. La subordinada, siempre que pongo subordinada, pensad que es estructura otra vez de una frase nueva, ¿vale? Sujeto más verbo más complemento. ¿Vale? Siempre que aparezca subordinada me refiero a eso. Vale, pues por ejemplo, you are my favorite student, she said. Pues aquí tendríamos dos opciones, ¿vale? Si tú lo que quieres transmitir es una idea, una verdad general o algo que ocurre en el presente, pues tú puedes transmitirlo en el presente y decir, ella dice, ¿vale? She says that you are her favorite students. Y entonces no habría cambio en el verbo. Pero lo que normalmente se utiliza, o sea, el 90% de las oraciones que vaya a ver, son hablando del pasado. Entonces el reporting verb se pone en el pasado. ¿Qué implica eso? Que el resto de verbos de la subordinada también cambian y es como si dieran un salto atrás en el pasado. Pues es lo que os he dicho, ¿vale? El presente simple pasa a pasado simple, el pasado simple pasa a pasado perfecto, ¿vale? Es como ir un salto atrás en el pasado. En las preguntas, pues tenemos que tener en cuenta que hay dos tipos de preguntas en inglés. Yes, no questions, que son las que se responden con sí o no, y que la estructura sería esta, sujeto más el reporting verb, que en los casos de las preguntas puede ser ask, o puede ser want to know, o puede ser wonder, y después la subordinada iría introducida en vez de por that, por if o whether, ¿vale? Eso sería lo que introduce la subordinada en el caso de las preguntas. Ejemplo, do you like ice cream? She asked. Esta pregunta es de sí o no, porque tú puedes decir yes, I like ice cream o no, I don't like it. Entonces la estructura sería esta que acabamos de decir. She asked, el reporting verb aquí, if. Y ahora lo que os he dicho antes, ¿vale? No hay inversión verbo-sujeto como ocurre aquí en esta pregunta, ¿vale? Que se pone el auxiliar, luego el sujeto y luego el verbo. Aquí se pone como si fuera una afirmativa, sujeto y verbo. She asked if I liked ice cream, ¿vale? Y luego el otro tipo de preguntas que son las de WH questions, ¿vale? Que son las que no se pueden responder con sí o no. ¿Cómo sería esta estructura? Pues el sujeto, el reporting verb otra vez, y ahora lo que introduce la subordinada es la misma partícula interrogativa, la misma question word que hemos dicho en la pregunta, ¿vale? Pues si es what, si es who, si es when, pues when, ¿vale? Y después la subordinada, que como he dicho antes, igual, ¿vale? Sujeto más verbo. No se hace la inversión que normalmente se hace en la pregunta. Por ejemplo, when did she call? He asked. He, puedes decir asked o puedes decir wanted to know, o el reporting verb puede cambiar, ¿vale? He wanted to know when, que es el mismo que tenemos aquí, she had called. ¿Qué he hecho aquí? Pues si aquí teníamos un pasado simple, aquí ya lo he puesto en pasado perfecto. Igual que aquí que teníamos un presente simple, aquí ya he puesto un pasado simple, ¿vale? En fin, puede ser un poco lioso ahora al principio, pero a base de practicar y de ver ejemplos y de entender un poco el mecanismo, sale solo, porque en realidad es lo mismo que hacemos normalmente en español, ¿vale? Así que nada, lo practicamos, estudiamos y cualquier duda me decís. See you.